Welcome to the Disney Parks Podcast with your hosts, Tony Casanova from DisneyByTheNumbers.com and Krista Joy from DisneyWays.com. Keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the podcast at all times. And get ready for the Disney Parks Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this show. We've got some exciting Disney news for you this week, and we are going to finish the show today with our listener guest, Katie, who's going to talk to you about solo travel at Walt Disney World. Katie, thanks for coming on the show. Why don't you tell everybody about yourself?
Oh, thank you so much for having me. My name is Katie, and I'm a travel agent with Mouse World Travel, specializing in Disney destinations. I also write a blog, The Most Delightful Place.com, where I share Disney information, pictures, trip reports, all that fun stuff. So,
very cool.
Yeah.
I was going to ask something, and now I totally forgot what it was. So apparently it wasn't important.
We'll circle back around. That's okay.
Yeah. Wait, it pops back in my head. I'll just blurt it out.
Oh, good.
Hey, Krista, did we want to talk about the wine walk? How much fun we had?
Yes, absolutely. We want to talk about the wine walk. You want me to talk about the wine?
Sure, you can start. I'll interject my thoughts.
Last Saturday, I'm sure if you've been listening to the show, you know about the Epcot Wine Walk, which, of course, is something that Epcot offers year-round. But we just decided to get together and all kind of go as a group. And it was a warm evening, and we all arrived at the Italy Pavilion. We ended up having about 30 to 35 people come and do this with us, which was so fun and so wonderful. Yeah, lots of great reviews. Everybody had a really nice time, kind of doing something new and different. Quite a few people said they'd never done it before, so it's kind of cool. It was
and
fun.
there was a few people that were not partaking in the wine, so that was yeah, that was fine too. We all had the non-drinkers like me were having fun as well as the drinkers.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, probably the toughest part is getting from place to place as a group.
Oh, sure.
Weaving through Epcot at 9:00 at night while they're getting ready for eliminations.
Yes. So the overall consensus, I think, is in April to stay in air conditioning and maybe have our maybe another official Disney Parks podcast monorail crawl in April, so we can stay in the nice, cool air conditioning. But we're gonna figure that out.
I have a better idea. I think Trader Sam's is going to be open.
Yes.
And I think we may have to go over there and partake.
Well, we can build that right into the monorail crawl. It'll be perfect.
Yeah, that's true too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Make that the last and final stop. We'll just stop right there.
Yeah, there we go. So we'll get you dates and times and everything so you can plan on being there with us. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And now, Disney Parks Podcast News.
Okay, so let's start with some Walt Disney World news. And believe it or not, I guess the busy season is coming upon us. And as a travel agent, you probably know this, Katie. Mm-hmm. So Disney World is going to have 2 Festival of the Fantasy parades twice daily, starting March 15th to March 21st. One at noon and one at 3 p.m. So that was actually not in the past, but I know they also do this during the summer as well. So this kind of bring back time, and then I think they'll repeat this again in June and July because people are really digging this parade, and I think that's the demand is so high for this.
Yeah,
it's something that you have to do. Now, I recently did the Main Street Fast Pass viewing. I did it on a Sunday. For a 3:00 parade. I gotta tell you, it was the greatest thing because there was like almost nobody in the viewing area. And what was really nice was after they took down the ropes from the area, the cast members were still not allowing other people to go on the sidewalk or sit on the curb in our area. They were telling them, this is reserved for Fast Pass guests.
Wow. That's great.
So there was about, I'd say, a dozen of us in front of we were like facing the train station, that little sidewalk by the flag area there. Mm-hmm. and we had the whole sidewalk to ourselves. I could have done a dance on the sidewalk. I am not going to say that you will experience the same thing with only 12 people, but if you do it, it is great. The only quirky thing was there were cast members checking your Magic Band to make sure you had a Fast Pass, and their little handheld devices were not so well connected to the servers or the internet to do the verification process. They were kind of wonky. I think at some point all you had to really show was something on your mobile app that you had a Fast Pass, and they would have let you in because they were just having a really tough times. Highly recommended. It was really good. And they also now have the 2 areas in front of Cinderella's castle for wishes. One in front of Casey's and one in front of the plaza. So don't forget to do those. And those actually have the built-in Fast Pass little Mickey things on the railings. They're not little handheld devices, so hopefully those are hardwired to the servers, and we'll get a little better reaction.
Well, next up, we love talking about food here on the Disney Parks podcast, so we want to let you guys know there's an additional food and beverage offerings over March 15th through April 12th to guests for the spring season. This is going to be at Isle of Java, Dino Bites, and Harambe Fruit Market. They're going to offer full meal options from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., and then they're going to return to their original menu offerings after 3 p.m. Isle of Java and Harambe Fruit Market will offer a smoked turkey sandwich, and Dino Bites will offer a corn dog and chips. Everest Kiosk in Beverly Falls will offer full meal options from 10:30 to 5 p.m., and they will return to their original menu offerings after 5 p.m. The Everest Kiosk will offer hot dogs and smoked turkey sandwiches. Bradley Falls will have a Thai pork sandwich, and Drink Walla will add a smoked turkey sandwich meal from 10:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. And the cart near Creature Comforts is going to offer hot dogs from 11:30 to 3. Additional breakfast options will also be available. Everest Kiosk will offer a breakfast meal option until 10:30 a.m. and Harambe Fruit Market will have a breakfast sandwich until 11 a.m. So exciting stuff for food in Animal Kingdom. It's good to have more options over there, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think with all the construction, they're having a tough time trying to feed everybody. That's what this sounds like. They're trying to give people reasons to go to the park, eat in the park, stay in the park, because there's just so much construction going on. I think a lot of the food places are either A, tough to get to, or B, under construction.
Yeah,
a lot of the walls have been removed from around the Tree of Life. They did finish the work there, so that's good news. But yeah, we've still got so much going on with Pandora, and you can see the cranes over there, and it's very exciting. It's all going to be great.
Whenever somebody says Pandora, I always want to think of the bracelet. We have to call that something else. Just call it Avatar Land for me.
Avatar Land.
Pandora, I always want to look at somebody's, but they got a bracelet over there? Okay, over at the Grand Floridian, they are having their 4th annual Easter egg display, which takes place from March 20th to April 10th. The bakery team has created a number of Easter eggs and out of edible materials, which I really want to know what they do with these things. I swear there's a cast member Easter egg party. And they dig into these things. If somebody can tell me what they do with these things, you know who you are, people that listen. Maybe they sell them in Cast Connection, backstage. I don't know. These are all in the main lobby area of the hotel. And I think Krista saw them this weekend. I saw them this weekend. And they're really fabulous. You can probably go to her blog or my blog, maybe even Katie's blog, and take a look at these things. Some of them are really above and beyond just being Easter egg creations. I mean, they carve out the centers and they put little characters in them, and they make Cinderella's castle carriages out of them. It's crazy.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Really great.
I'm really interested to know what they do with these on April 11th. I think that, I think it's a party. So.
A little plug for the Chocolate Museum and Cafe on International Drive. So I got a private tour of that. And of course, you go through there and they have these huge chocolate murals and dioramas and all these cool things. And it just smells like heaven, just like the Grand Floridian does right now, by the way. You walk in and the smell of chocolate just hits you in the face. It's wonderful. But he was telling us that they spray kind of a preservative over all the chocolate.
Yeah, they have to do something so they didn't melt or come apart or...
Yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking that's probably what they do at Grand Floridian. So my guess is, unfortunately, they probably just go bye-bye at the end of the season.
Yeah, but if you think about it, if you just shave off that outer layer, there's still about 40 pounds of chocolate in there that's been untouched by the preservative.
It's true.
Deep down, there's some good chocolate in there. I'm just saying. Also, over at the Grand Floridian, you can add this to your things to do at Easter. They're having an Easter holiday brunch available at 1900 Park Fair beginning March 29th through April 5th. Brunch will be offered at 1900 Park Fair from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. It will be a brunch buffet serving breakfast and they're saying dinner items, but it would be lunch if it's a brunch. The main entrance to this temporary new offering will be the Grand Floridian Cafe, not at Park Fair. So even though they're calling it a 1900 Park Fair, don't go there. It's going to be over at the Grand Floridian Cafe. This will not be a character or entertainment dining experience, and that's why it's only going to be $23.99 for adults and $12.99 for children 3 to 9. So,
and Tony, do you know, is that available to book on Disney Dining Online, or is that something you have to call?
I would say call because I think I went looking for this with something else today, and I did not see this online.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would say call 407 Dine or your favorite travel agent, whichever one you have. And see if you can do it. I think it's a good idea because
it's a great idea.
If you go to, the Catholic Mass on Easter Sunday, too, which they're going to offer at 9 and whatever, then you could pop over to the Grand Floridian, get yourself some brunch. So
yeah, it's a great idea.
Okay, Krista, we did something. Well, you did something twice. I did something once, and that was
a very special Be Our Guest breakfast. Very, very cool. So, yeah, I just want to thank my friend, Mary Morales. She got us a breakfast reservation on the very first day. So we got to go check it out. I liked it a lot. And then I got to go with you guys, Tony, and which was also awesome. Thank you for inviting me. So what did you think of the whole thing?
I thought the food was good. I'm not going to say. I had the croissant donut. You can't go wrong with the croissant donut. And it had some chocolate caramel thing on it and a couple slices of, I don't know, some bananas marinated in some other sweet thing. The only problem I have is the $19.99 per adult. It's price fixed. All the entrees then come also with a little pastry tray, and the pastries were delicious on that. I had a chocolate croissant, 2 muffins, and a Danish, along with my donut. So it was like carb loading in the morning, which I guess is okay. And I have to say it was quite easy to get these too. That sounds crazy, but I don't know. I had to make a reservation. I really don't see why, because I think people could have just walked up and done this, because this is really almost like a quick service. You went in, you ordered, you sat down, you had your little rows, they brought your food, out, and then you left. So I don't see why reservations were really necessary for this. They should just have this open to, anybody, walk-ups, reservations, whatever, because tables were turning pretty quickly.
Yes, and it's truly in testing mode, because we looked around and there were lots of empty tables. So they're just trying it with a few people. And like Tony said, you go in, you order on the screen, just like you would at Be Our Guest lunch. And unfortunately, there's no option to not get this huge tray of pastries with your meal. And that's, what makes the price $20 or whatever. So I feel like hopefully if they do this in real life, they should give us the option of either having that or not. Food was great. My first round, I got this open-faced sandwich with poached eggs on the top, which was really good and wonderful. And everything, I think almost everything came with a little cup of fruit too, if I remember correctly, which I didn't eat because I don't like fruit. But the second time I went, I got the kids' meal. And the kids' meal was like a little scrambled eggs and bacon and stuff like that. But you weren't required. You didn't get that huge tray of pastries. So the kids' meals came out to like $12 with tax and the drink and everything. That was kind of cool that they let me do that. And it was just enough food, really, because everybody doesn't eat their pastries. There's so many pastries on the table. If you do this with 4 or 5 people.
Oh, yeah. There'd be a lot of waste.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I can see them having maybe for every 2 adults that order, you get a tray, or every 3 or whatever. But yeah, that seems unnecessary.
Yeah, it was a lot. So, but fortunately, they were very nice. Like, some of us needed a box, and they didn't give you a hard time. They just brought you a box. So that was nice. So we had a little to go for the hotel room later or whatever.
Or to snack on during the day. Yeah, that was another point too that Krista made, is the drink is included. You do get a beverage, and it is a DIY beverage. You have to go over and get your own coffee, lemonade, or soda. They don't bring your beverage to the table because it is like a quick service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's our breakfast recap. So if you got to go, let us know. Let us know what you thought. There's a lot of criticism about the pricing right now, but it is just a test. So who knows, what'll actually end up happening.
And the breakfast, it really, I think it was the quiche was the only vegetarian option. No?
Yeah, the quiche was the vegetable quiche. Yeah, I think that might be right.
Gluten-free, maybe, because eggs are not considered vegetarian. Maybe the donut be the only vegetarian item, strange as that might be. So they may have to tweak that a little bit. And like Krista was saying, hers came with fruit. I think they need to have more. If you don't want the pastry, then you could get a fruit plate instead. That would probably be another good option.
Yeah, they weren't letting me switch anything out because I was like, do I have to get fruit? And they're like, yeah, you have to get fruit.
There was no substitution for anything yet.
Testing phase.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting to see where this goes. I really think they need breakfast because who has breakfast? What's the only place? The Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace.
Yeah, it's like the only place for breakfast in the Magic Kingdom, which is weird. And Cinderella's table, if you want to leave your wallet there. And I think that's still under a little rehab, is it not?
I think until,
like August, right?
No, I think early April. I'd have to double check the date, but yeah. And then I believe for people who are eating there now, I think they're at Narcoossee's, aren't they?
Right. Yeah.
At Grand Floridian. But yes, but I have people actually who've made reservations for April 11th. So I know it's open by then. I want to say April 1st it reopens. But I have to double check.
Let me look. I'm showing that unless this is not right, that it was closed from January 5th to March 6th. So
okay, good.
May actually be open. And Citrico's was where they were having the replacement.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll double check the dates. But what do you think about Be Our Guest breakfast, Katie? Do you think people will be excited about that?
Yeah, I think the critique I've been hearing is what you and Tony said about the price. People are saying it's out of pocket. It's not great. Now you can use a quick service dining credit on the dining plan, which people said that's a good value for the amount of food you get. But yeah, I would like to see them tweak the price a little bit, but I think with the huge demand with Be Our Guest, they had to do something instead of having people wait in lines outside for an hour and a half. And I think if you can spread that meal crowd out to 3 meals a day, whatever those look like, I think it's all the better. I mean, the day they released them online to make bookings was crazy. I mean, the system crashed. It was nuts. So
wow.
So the lunch, pardon me, when they released the lunch, it was just nuts. So I'm thinking that they need to do something to kind of shuffle out those crowds a little bit, because I think Be Our Guest is the new Cinderella's Royal Table. I mean, I've been able to make reservations for Cinderella's for clients who are going in the next month and a half, and I've never seen that. Never.
Wow.
Be Our Guest is crazy. In fact, I'm going down in September, and I just went on and made myself a dinner reservation because I haven't been able to get dinner there in the last 4 or 5 times I've been down in Orlando. So But it's beautiful. It's a great place, but
yeah.
And my other tip, if you're going to do this, Cinderella's Table or Crystal Palace, the other best part of this is if you make your reservation for early in the morning before park open, like 8 o'clock, 8:30, or even close to that 9, you get to walk down Main Street with literally nobody else on Main Street. I mean, maybe there's another family or two.
Yeah.
That's tagging along because they're going to one of the other restaurants that's open. And to be on Main Street and to walk down towards Cinderella's castle with nobody else there is worth the $19.99 per person.
Right.
Because it's a rare occasion, rare occasion. I took a ton of pictures again. It's one of my favorite things probably to do. I mean, I hate getting up at that hour, but it's worth it, and it's fairly easy to do. If you just go to the Magic Kingdom, at the turnstiles, you just tell them that you're going for breakfast. They'll point you to the cast member, and they'll check a list to make sure your name is on it. And boom, that's it. They let you in the park, and you saunter your way, while taking 1,000 pictures along the way.
Right.
I mean, you'll get pictures of your kids in front of stores and shops and things on Main Street where there's nobody else there. They're priceless.
Yes.
I'm really surprised they don't have a photo pass person there during these hours. I think there was one further down towards Cinderella's castle, but they should really just litter the streets with them because they'd probably make a ton of money selling those photos.
Oh, well, I was later than you, Tony, so they had 3 as I was walking up Main Street.
Yeah, okay, so there.
Yeah, and there was a family skipping towards one of the photographers, and he was just snapping photos, and then as they went by, he got their band. So yeah, that was really neat to see. Really fun.
I mean, pictures in front of the partner statue, nobody there. It's just it's a good experience. Maybe once you have to just bite the bullet and just do it and get it over with, and wake the kids up. Maybe you go back and have a nap later. Because 8 o'clock, it's early for me, and I'm, an adult. I can't imagine dragging young kids to the park at 8 o'clock in the morning. Having to get up earlier, like 7 o'clock, to be there by 8 o'clock. Just try it once. Other news, right, Krista?
So beginning July 5th this year, Tomorrowland Terrace Dessert Party at Magic Kingdom will be enhanced and transformed into the Wishes Firework Dessert Party. You get to relax in a reserved seating area with family and friends over delicious desserts and beverages. And they're also going to have themed desserts prepared daily by the pastry chef. And things that they're going to have include chocolate dipped strawberries, chocolate mousse, and ice cream. They will also be adding some variety of seasonal fruit and cheese. There will also be Disney character themed cupcakes and more. As the fireworks begin, you can celebrate with a sparkling cider to toast and create a special memory with family and friends. Throughout the evening, you can now enjoy hot drinking chocolate and signature lemonades, as well as coffee and tea. The Wishes Fireworks Dessert Party is $49 for adults, $29 for children. That is tax included. Reservations can be made beginning March 20th. So they're already taking reservations by visiting disneyworld.com/dine or just call them up at 407-WDW-DINE. You can also make your next visit to Epcot Extra Suite by making a reservation to enjoy the Illumination Sparkling Dessert Party during the Epcot Nighttime Fireworks Spectacular. They've been doing the Wishes Fireworks Dessert Party for a really long time.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
This is not brand new news, but they have, sounds like, some additional offerings, and they have, it sounds like, raised the price.
Oh, yeah.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, this went from about $30 a person to $49 for an adult. And I went online today to try and book this just to see. It's not available until the end of September.
Wow.
So I was like, well, I guess I'm not going anytime soon. This is extremely possible when impossible to get. This is probably worse than Be Our Guest. When we tried to do this with a group of 6 people, it was like crazy because, no one person wanted to pay for all 6 people. You have to pay for this ahead of time, unfortunately. And so everybody was trying to go online to do this and try and get the same date and same time. It was crazy. It was crazy to do. I love this. I think the $30 value is one of the best things I've ever had. For $30, it was like all the desserts you can eat. I don't know. At $49 now, it's like, ooh, is it really worth $49 now?
Yeah.
I may have to try it one more time.
It does seem like a lot. I mean, it's, we were kind of talking and, amongst ourselves as agents. And, well, first of all, we laughed about the hot drinking chocolate as opposed to cold drinking chocolate. I don't know. We just thought that was funny. That distinction. But, for the price point, because I think part of what you can get is also sparkling, like a sparkling juice drink, basically, which is nice. But for the price point, it would be nice if they did maybe, one glass of wine or one beer or something, for adults, obviously. Just that I could see justifying the price more. But like you said, people love it. They'll pay for it. So why not? Yeah,
it is a great viewing area, too.
That's true.
Let's not take that away.
Right.
And when we went to, they had pre-assigned tables to each I guess, group that was there, couple or family. We kind of asked for a better table, and they actually switched it out and gave it to us, which I was really shocked.
Wow.
Yeah. We said we wanted to sit really up front because I think we were like in the middle. We're like, we'd rather sit up front. And the guy's like, oh, okay. They just swapped the names out. I was like, oh, that was easy.
Nice.
Didn't ask questions or why or nothing. Just like, oh, okay. So I don't know if they're still doing that, but if you see your name on a table, or I think they gave us a number, and then it corresponded to a number on the table. If you see you're in a bad place, maybe just ask for a better seat. Now, in the picture, too, I also noticed that they're using tablecloths on the table, which they didn't have the last time. So I think they're kind of jazzing it up a little bit. Yeah,
and the pictures, too, I think they have these really pretty lanterns. I don't know if they're going to put, candles in them or what they're going to do. But, I mean, the tables looked very pretty. They did look nice.
That's good. Yeah. I feel like you're getting a little more upscale experience.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yep.
Now, I know it used to be really sporadic, the Wishes dessert party. So does this mean it's going to be like a regular thing that everybody can count on now?
Maybe for the summer.
You said it's booked up through September, so obviously we're going to have it for a while. So that's good.
Right. So apparently July and August are gone, most of September. So if you do want to do this, I don't think you're going to get it for July and August, but give it a shot. I was trying for a group of 4. I've also heard if you do lower numbers sometimes, like 2 tables of 2.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes you can slip in the system because there's only a certain amount of 4s and 6s and 8s and 2s. So sometimes, and then you can tell them, we'd like to put these together.
Is it full payment in advance?
Yes, this is full payment in advance.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the other bad part. I don't always like paying things in advance because what if it goes terribly bad or I change my mind? Then they got to refund the credit card and it gets all complicated and messy. Okay, I am going to start 2 rumors here tonight.
Ooh.
One is there's a rumor going around, and I think this is fantastic, that there's going to be a Jungle Cruise themed restaurant in the Magic Kingdom.
Yes. I saw an article about that today. I have to look at whose website had it. But yeah, that's what I heard.
It was a couple of places had it. I know the Disney Food Blog had it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I saw it on 2 or 3 other websites too. But I think this would be a great, they're saying that this is because, they're doing this swap out of, Sunshine Terrace and Aloha is another signal or, thing that, is kind of pointing to this rumor. For me, I would love it. I think, and if they carry off the shtick in the restaurant, like they do on the Jungle Cruise, it'll be a big hit.
Yeah.
The thought or the theming around this is that it's a retreat for the Jungle Cruise skippers. So there you go. You'll have your skipper will be your server, I guess, or your skipper will be, part of the theming. I think it would be good. I think it'll be a real plus to that whole Adventureland area because there were options there, but they're not great. Let's face it, Disney.
Right.
The Adventureland can use a nice little facelift, and I think this would do it. The question is where? Where are they going to put it? Are they going to take out one of the quick service to do that, or?
Well, the rumor is that they're going to have at least part of it where Tinkerbell was. Remember where they had Tinkerbell, the meet and greet?
Okay.
The magical nook. People are saying that it's going to be over there in that area. There's a lot of details in some of these articles that really makes you think that it's like probably going to happen, including even a name, Skipper's Cantina is what people are saying it's going to be. And like you said, the backstory, revolving around Jungle Cruise skippers, and they're not paid very well. So that's why they need to operate a restaurant to make a little more money. So that's the whole backstory. And then also it's the first restaurant ever to be inspired by an attraction and not an animated or live action film. So that's kind of cool. And they're also saying it's going to be like Be Our Guest, where there'll be counter service at lunch and table service for dinner. Again, same idea, just kind of spread everybody out a little bit. So, we have more places to eat. They're saying November 2015 might be when it opens, but this is all rumors and speculation. But when you get this many details, it's kind of makes you wonder. There's probably a little truth to it, I hope.
Yeah. I think they need to have it closer to the Jungle Cruise attraction itself. This way you can almost see like skippers, staggering out of the Jungle Cruise attraction, over to the restaurant or something, or vice versa. Like, follow me over to this boat. We're going to go on a boat. I don't know. I just think if it was closer, they could do, a lot of stuff with the Jungle Cruise, to make that more fun. I would even think that they could have a Jungle Cruise, like, dining adventure. You go to the restaurant, you get like a box lunch, and then they take you on the Jungle Cruise for your lunch.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
like a package deal.
Yeah. Exactly.
Very fun.
So I think they, should put a little bit. I don't know. That's just me. I'm imagineering for them now. All right. We'd like to know what everybody else thinks. Would you go to a Jungle Cruise cantina? I think they're throwing the word cantina around. I heard Star Wars cantina, now Jungle Cruise cantina. Is everything going to be a cantina now if we don't know what it is?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Some unknown cantina. Would you go to a Jungle Cruise cantina? Like to know about that. All right, the other rumor I read today, and this was kind of weak, but I still think it would be interesting. There's a rumor going around that they're going to put a Marvel store in Disney Springs.
Oh.
Yeah, so I read that, I think it was in Disney Files magazine, my DBC magazine, that there are going to be 75 new shops and restaurants coming, and possibly a Marvel-only store would be one of them.
Wow.
So that would kind of calm the people of, I don't want my Marvel merchandise with my Disney merchandise. Now we could put it all in one store and you could just go there and get it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Listen, Disney, if you do this, how about some men's and boys and adult stuff? I'm not a princess. I don't fit in the dress anymore.
Well, you're kind of a princess, but you like man clothes.
I do like man clothes. Say it. Something for men, please. Ay.
And I'm hearing it won't be like a pop-up shop either. Like it will be
be a store. Yeah.
A real deal type of thing. I just want to thank Chris and Trish over at tdrexplorer.com because they have brought us some really cool news from Tokyo this week. D23 Expo Japan is going to return in 2015. So if you remember the last time they had D23 over there, they announced some really big stuff that they didn't announce when they were here in the States. So this is kind of exciting. Some of the things they're going to do over there in Tokyo, they're going to have a princess exhibition featuring costumes, artworks, props, and more. I really need to go to this. Hands-on experience with Star Wars, Toy Story 20th anniversary things, Tokyo Disney Resort special exhibition, and an additional Kingdom Hearts fan event, which will be held November 3rd at a location over there in Tokyo. That's about it. And they're just saying, keep your eye on tdrexplorer.com for the latest and up-to-date information. Excited for them. They're getting D23. Woo!
That's fun.
Okay. Dear D23, when we ask you, why can't we have the expo in Florida, and you tell us that you can't do it outside of California, I'm thinking Tokyo, Japan is outside of California. I'm not a world traveler, and I don't have a great map, but my map says Tokyo is way outside of California. I don't want to hear that excuse anymore. If you're going to have it in Tokyo, you can certainly have it in Orlando, Florida then, right?
Right on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they don't. I'm really.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to have the big, huge, elaborate thing, but, throw us a bone. You got a huge audience down here, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, there are now, let's go back over to Disney World. There's been some pictures of the Trader Sam's dining menu. Listen, I am a local. I am excited for Trader Sam's because I don't know. I think I've become a lounge lizard. I always seem to gravitate to lounges for some reason, and I don't even drink a lot. I mean, I have one cocktail and I'm usually done for the night. So it's not like they're making a ton of money off me. I guess it's just a good place to sit down and socialize.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of tours going on of the Disney Polynesian bungalows, DVC, Trader Sam's, whatnot. A menu surfaced, and this actually looks pretty good. There's a lot of items on this menu, which is nice to see. They have a Headhunter's sushi roll for looks like $14.99, a salmon, some kind of other sushi, and I think that's like $16.99. They have chicken lettuce cups for $10.99, a roasted chicken and pork mani slider for $9.99, some pork tacos for $9.99, corn batter Portuguese sausages with curry ketchup for $8.99, a pan-fried dumplings for $8.49, and Hawaiian poke which is a sushi, and that comes with a sriracha aioli for $12.99. So that's some pretty good stuff. They got a little mix of a little bit of everything. And everybody thinks that this Trader Sam is going to be a tiki Polynesian theming like the one in Disneyland, and it's not.
Oh, okay.
This is Trader Sam's Grotto, and this is going to be more of a Nautilus theme. Now, along with that, I read that there was going to be a Nautilus drink.
Yes.
I heard
about that.
Yes. So, see, what happened was they had a little cast member preview, and they told the cast members not to take pictures. But as you can see, there's been a picture of the menu leaked out on the internet. And another picture that I saw was a picture of, I don't know what you call it, I guess, a Nautilus. And basically, as what it said was, it's 5 ounces of liquor, tropical juices, and it's all served in a souvenir Nautilus. What it did not say on the menu was that the cost of this drink apparently is going to be $52.
Ooh.
So it must be some kind of magical souvenir cup or something. I don't know. Wow. And again, it's all speculation until Disney officially opens and, we know for sure. But I just thought that was really interesting.
It better be in a miniature replica of the actual 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea Nautilus. If that's possible, then for $52, I might buy one.
Okay.
Because I love that attraction.
Yeah, or bring 10 friends and everybody get to sip.
Yep.
Yeah.
10 straws.
And then I get to take the Nautilus home?
Yes, Tony gets the Nautilus.
You guys can drink it. I'll just take the souvenir home.
It's going to be fun. I can't wait.
It'll be interesting. Like I said, rumors are going around that they may have a soft opening this weekend. We'll have to see.
Yes, I'm hearing that too. So by the time you hear this podcast,
we could be there.
We could be there.
We may be drinking a Nautilus for $52. I hope that comes with a cab ride home.
Right.
More Disney news, believe it or not. Disney is getting rid of all of those paper parking passes. When you check into a resort and you're a DVC member or a resort guest, they give you that parking pass to put in your dashboard for your length of stay. All going to go bye-bye. It's all going to be now on your Magic Band, which leads me to other questions, which I'll get to. The first resort to adopt this new procedure will be the Disney Yacht and Beach Club, and includes, obviously, the Beach Club Villas. The project also coincides with the debut of Disney's direct-to-room arrival procedure. We talked about this on another show where you can actually check in online, and then if you choose to give up all your information, like your credit card and your name and all that, and you have your Magic Bands, then you'll just, they'll send you a text message and tell you your room number, and you'll go directly to your room and never have to stop at the front desk and see those nice little cast members anymore. So maybe they're going to eliminate the whole front desk soon. I kind of like the paper thing. I really, it's funny because as an annual pass holder, and maybe Krista, you can tell me too, and Katie, your experiences, I know when I go to the park now and I go to actually through the turnstiles and I'm actually going to park in the parking lot, which is not a rare occasion, but when I go, they don't even ask for my Magic Band. I take my Magic Band and I go, yeah, go ahead. They don't even check to make sure it's valid anymore.
No, the last time I drove and went through and I was, rustling through my wallet, I have an annual pass, and they said, yeah, go ahead. I could have been using anything.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they seem so lax about that.
Yeah, so is it not important to collect the $17 at the turnstile anymore? I don't know. Maybe parking's going to be free soon.
We can hope.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume they have that built into the ticket price somewhere at $105 for the Magic Kingdom. This will be interesting to see how this goes, how they proceed with this, and like I said, maybe parking prices is going to go away. They'll just built it into the ticket price, which I think would be the logic thing to do. Get rid of the turnstiles. They're a bottleneck anyway. We deploy those cast members to run trams.
And I don't, I haven't used it yet, so I guess I can't from personal experience, but I like the concept behind the don't stop at the front desk. I think in practice, it is not going to work great. I mean, it could. I mean, for me personally, I like having, it's nice having that interaction. I mean, usually that front desk cast person, could be the first Disney employee you see. of your trip. So it's a good chance for them to start making that good first impression and giving the guests all the information. And I've been lucky so far, knock on wood, with my magic bands. But, I've heard from plenty of people who, they've checked in at the desk and they go to their room and their band doesn't work, or, so I just can see, I can see people having to go to the desk anyway.
And that whole procedure, I think, is good for repeat offenders to Disney World.
Oh, absolutely.
If it's your first time, you do not want to do that.
No,
I would not recommend going directly to your room. There is a boatload of information sitting at the front desk that you will never see or hear about. You won't know what's happening at the resort that day without the little packet of the activities they give you and the map of the resort. You won't know where you're going. It'll just be a nightmare. They would have to have cast members like on every floor by every elevator directing people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if that's the way they want to do it and get rid of the front desk, that may be another way to do it. I'm trying to think. There's a hotel chain or a couple of hotel chains now that will almost check you in your room. So when you come to the front door, they say, "Oh, Mr. Casanova, welcome. Blah blah blah. Let me take you to your room." They check you in your room. If they're going to do that, that's fantastic.
Great. Yeah, that's great. That's like a concierge.
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of experience. Yeah.
So if they're going to do that in the deluxe resorts, that's great. The value resorts, let them go, let them be free. I guess would be the motto. You'll figure it out. You'll find your room eventually.
You won't wander around for that long.
Yeah. When you get tired of walking, call us.
Yeah, exactly.
We're zero on the hotel phone. But I think it's good. I think they're trying it. I can't imagine how much paper they throw away each year. So getting rid of those parking passes is, I guess, the only thing, from I'm going back to my security days. When we used to drive through the parking lots, we used to try and make sure the overnight cars that were in the lot had a parking pass, and they weren't, we kind of marked the cars that didn't and then see if they were there the next day. I don't know how they would tell if you were supposed to be in the parking lot or not.
Oh, true.
From that security aspect. Maybe nowadays they just don't care. There's probably so many cars coming and going, they probably can't keep track anymore. But that's just the only other thing I thought of when I was thinking about that.
Well, there's still a camera. There's a camera that takes a picture of your license plate as you go in. Everybody that goes in gets a picture of their license plate.
And a picture of your face, so smile.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like you've been in your car for 23 hours driving down here.
Look nice.
Stop at that rest stop, freshen up, splash a little water on the face. With those wet ones.
Yeah, we're going to move over to Disneyland. We got some news from Randy this week. Remember, you can find Randy at faithinthemagickingdom.com. So debuting this month at the Disneyland Resort is a Cinderella Coach-inspired gourmet apple. And it's been dipped in caramel and edible shimmering white chocolate and comes complete with carriage-looking wheels. The wheels are edible, too. Randy says, I don't know what they're made of yet, but you can find them at the Candy Palace in Disneyland Park, Charlie Treats in Disney California Adventure Park, and Marceline's Confectionery in downtown Disney. I think these might be the same apples we have here in Walt Disney World.
I think so.
Kind of sounds like it, yeah. Now, also, Disney CEO Bob Iger said during this last week's company shareholder meeting that there are no plans to build a third theme park at the Disneyland Resort, although qualifying the statement by saying that Disney won't rule that out forever. Iger said that Disney does have plans to expand the resort, but that such expansion would happen at the existing 2 theme parks. So there's your Disneyland rumors. I just want to note that this will be the last Disneyland news Randy sends us for a while. He and his wife are expecting a new little baby. So congratulations, Randy, from the Disney Parks podcast. We're so excited. I think he said that it's going to be a baby girl. Yay! So thank you, Randy, so much. He's been wonderful and faithful as our Disneyland correspondent. But if you or someone you know lives near Disneyland and wants to send us some news, we would love to have it, in Randy's absence. So definitely contact us. Let us know if you want to do that and participate there. And we will plug your website or business or whatever it is that you would like. So thank you, Randy. Can't wait to see pictures of the new baby.
So is Randy, well, not Randy. So is Bob saying the rumor about taking the Toy Story parking lot and expanding that and then moving the parking lot across the street to the property they bought is fake? Is that what Bob is telling us?
No, he's just all it says is there isn't going to be a third theme park.
Okay.
But that they're going to make the ones they have bigger. We'll see.
Because my Disneyland people, I don't know if they talk to Bob or not, say there is going to be another expansion coming.
Okay. Oh, cool. Very cool.
I'll have my people call yours people.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Bob. Let us know.
Yeah.
Give us a call.
Roll out.
And now, the Disney Parks Podcast Infotainment segment.
So next up, we're going to have Katie just cover some tips and tricks. If you have been thinking about taking a Disney vacation solo, Katie is kind of an expert on this. She travels by herself down here and often has a lot of fun. And often I will meet up with her, so she's not alone the whole time. And she attends various meets and all kinds of fun stuff. See, the thing is, she gets to do whatever she wants because she's here solo.
Right. Make your own schedule.
So exactly. So we're going to just let Katie take it away and give you some great points if you're thinking about going to Disney solo. So take it away, Katie.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Well, I guess my first idea would be, don't wait. Don't think that if you don't have anybody to go with you, or maybe you had booked with somebody and they had to back out, that you need to stay home. Don't. I think Disney is one of the perfect destinations for a solo traveler. In particular, Disney World, because even though it's not an all-inclusive resort, it has that sort of feel. From when you get off the plane, you have transportation right to your Disney resort. It's just a very easy vacation, for a person to navigate on their own. So I would say do it for sure. Don't wait. I've always felt very safe when I was at Disney by myself. Of course, I don't do anything down there that I wouldn't do at home. You have to keep your safety in mind, of course, but I think it's one of the most perfect travel destinations for solo travelers.
Yes, I would have to agree. You feel safe there.
Yeah.
Oh, you do. And, and the other thing for people to know too, let's say you're staying at a resort like Pop Century or Riverside and you're walking, from the bus stop to your room and it's dark. If you don't want to walk by yourself, stop by the front desk and someone will walk with you.
Yep.
If you don't want to, So there's always lots of those things in mind, but that being said, I've never once had any anxiety or felt unsure. I just think it's perfect. Like Krista said, I do travel by myself quite a bit, I've done longer trips, I've done weekend trips, and it's just a lot of fun. Kind of what Krista alluded to is my favorite part is that you do your own schedule. So if you're an early riser and you are the type of person that tries to hit all the attractions at Epcot by, noon, knock yourself out. If you like to sleep in and go to the parks in the afternoon, that's what you should do. You're totally the master of your own schedule. So nobody else to think about or to plan around. You can just do whatever you want. So that's always a lot of fun.
I used to do my solo trips when I came down here for business. I would add 2-3 days onto my business trip. A lot of times, I'd be able to stay at the same hotel, at my corporate rate, which would be cheaper, or sometimes just go to a Disney resort too. And I really, I kind of like those, solo trips because like Katie's saying, you do what you want when you want without anybody saying, oh, I don't want to go on that. We always go on that.
Right.
Don't care.
Right.
You're not here.
Right. Absolutely. Maybe I have no shame, but I will get in line. I do character pictures. I'll do all that. So, I think you might as well. Why not?
Oh, yeah. 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 I have some great pictures of just me, the characters on my solo trips.
Yeah. In fact, my picture on my Facebook page right now is me with Chip and Dale. And I just happened to walk by as they were getting set up. One person right in the front of the line. Yeah. Easy peasy.
Yeah, because you can talk to other people in line, or you can talk to cast members.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, you even talk to the characters. The face characters will talk back to you.
Oh, absolutely.
So you always have somebody to talk to. So what did you do for, because I know the comment I hear is, well, you ate alone, like in your hotel room or something?
Yeah.
No. So Katie, what do you say to crazy people like that?
I say don't knock it till you tried it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is super relaxing and I love it. And I eat, anything from quick service to table service. I've done dining reservations where I'll go to places like Sanaa at Animal Kingdom Lodge is awesome. I think for solo travelers, there's quite a few restaurants that have kind of that bar area and they will bring you a menu even if you're sitting at the bar. So if you have anxiety about sitting at a table by yourself, you can always eat at the bar. But, give it a try. Give it a try. It's not scary. I promise. To speak to the cast members, I've always felt like I've gotten really special attention when I'm dining by myself. I've always had great servers. It's been really, really nice. So don't shy away from a place or think, I'll wait to go here until so-and-so can come with me. Do it. And again, speaking to the do what you want. If you want to order 4 appetizers and no entree, knock yourself out. If you want to order all desserts, who cares? Just go crazy. So for sure, don't count out table service meals. Don't think you have to, get those corn dogs to go and eat them silently in your room by yourself. You don't. And a lot of times too, I'll strike up conversations with people that are sitting around me or people in line, or it's great.
Yeah, we were, I was at the Donahue's, and we were, I want to say Raglan Road, or we were someplace downtown. Oh, we were at Fulton's Crab House. There was this woman that was there alone, and they're like, hey, come join us.
Oh, yeah.
So you may pick up, like a single rider.
Absolutely.
In the lounge.
Yeah.
So if you see somebody alone and you're talking to them, maybe you just want to invite them to, eat with your family if you're there. But like Katie's saying, a lot of the times I went to the lounges. Maybe that's why I'm a lounge lizard. Because like you're saying, a lot of the times, like if you go to the Terratoni Lounge, you can, ask for the Artist Point menu and offer, eat off or right off for that without having to go into the restaurant.
Oh, sure.
50s Primetime Cafe, you can eat right off the menu from that restaurant.
That's an awesome little bar area they have there. It's really fun.
Yeah. Sometimes it's tough to find a seat, but when you're single, there's always a seat.
Right.
When you're 2 or 3 people, that's hard to find 2 or 3 seats. But when you're a single person, it's very easy to find a seat at the bar at the 50s Primetime.
Absolutely.
And now they have the Brown Derby little lounge outside. Another great place they'll serve you off the menu, or they have a pretty good food menu there. Mm-hmm. A lot of the lounges have a place, and if you don't, this way you don't kind of feel weird, I thought. I've been at California Grill by myself at a little table for 2 right next to the window, had a perfect view of the Magic Kingdom. Could have sat there all night, watched either the people coming and going inside or what was going on at the Magic Kingdom. I don't think I even had a whole meal there. I think I just ordered some sushi and a drink, and that was it, and some dessert.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Do you have would you say if you're going solo, to stay at a deluxe resort, a moderate resort, a value resort, do you have a preference when you're solo, Katie?
I prefer the deluxes just because then it has kind of like that splurge feel, kind of makes it feel special. That being said, I'm also on a quest to stay at all the hotels on property, and I'm nearly there. So Port Orleans French Quarter is my favorite perfect, I think, for solo travelers, simply because it's a smaller area. So there's not a lot of room between the main area where you check in, or the dining room area, or the shops and the rooms. So that's pretty cool. But if I can, I like to stay deluxe, simply because of the amenities. There's some of them have the spa services available, some of the other recreational activities. It's nice to, like at Wilderness Lodge or the Poly or Grand Floridian, to have that proximity to the Magic Kingdom, that type of thing. So, it depends, but I prefer deluxe just for kind of that special feel. Yeah,
I was doing the same thing. I was staying at deluxe resorts when I was going solo. I don't know. I just thought if there was nothing to do, there's lots of other things to do at the resort.
Oh, absolutely.
If I didn't feel like going to the park, I feel there's more things to do at a deluxe resort than there is maybe a moderate or value.
Oh, for sure. And one of the things I like too about the deluxe is, I'm a person who likes to read, and so there's always these like little, kind of nooks and corners where there's a couple chairs, and you can. I've taken my Kindle and sat there for an hour and a half and read. Just fun little nooks and crannies.
Yeah, the Wilderness Lodge probably has the best places to do that. Just sit and read, and people watch.
Absolutely. People watching is the best. Yeah. That's another great solo activity. Yeah. Yeah. Get yourself a beverage and find yourself a spot to park.
Now that they have Starbucks in every park almost.
There you go.
Grab a Starbucks, and if you can find a bench in the park, because they've disintegrated all of them. Just grab a bench and have a seat. Main Street, right by the Starbucks on that little alley between the Jewelers and Reba Brothers there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, great benches that you can sit and people watch with your Starbucks all day long. Yep.
Awesome. Sounds perfect.
I love it.
Now, do you have a time of the year? Because I know, the summer season would be, I don't know, that'd be weird, I guess, to come like July, August. There's so many people down here. I don't know if I'd want to be down here with so many people. Did you have do you have a season that you enjoyed coming, like maybe food and wine? Because then you can just roll around the showcase.
Yes. Food and wine, flower and garden too, for that same reason. Mm-hmm. Food and wine is another awesome solo experience. And for people who are going to do that, I would say, get a room at Beach Club or Yacht Club or the Boardwalk so you can just do that quick jog right into Epcot. I like coming down end of August, beginning of September in that Labor Day time frame because the crowds are so low. My only negative is that it's so hot during that time, but for crowds and for kind of a casual time, it's perfect. I think when I was there most recently, there was a day at Epcot, and I think I was at the countries around the world showcase. I think I was there for maybe 5 hours, just kind of very leisurely walking into the different shops and attractions and areas, in and out, seeing some characters. And that was perfect. And that's something that I wasn't really able to do before on trips with people, just because not everybody wants to take 4 or 5 hours and wander around. But that was perfect. That was great.
The other thing I seem to do a lot on my single trips was take a lot of photos and videos.
Yes,
because
for sure.
There's really nobody with me, so
right.
I didn't have somebody nagging me. Go, come on, stop! Why are you taking 1,000 pictures of that one thing?
Well, that's what I said to I'm going to Disneyland at the end of May with my cousin and her family. And I told her, I said, I'm actually going to get there a day and a half before you because you don't want to be with me when I'm taking, you're going to be annoyed when I'm taking thousands of pictures and videos. So that is true.
Yeah. I think there was one trip, I think I took like 3,000 pictures.
Oh, wow.
And it was probably 3 days. I think I spent 3 days. So it was like 1,000 pictures a day.
It's impressive.
Yeah. I was just, I figured, hey, it's all digital now. I delete the ones that don't come out so well.
Absolutely.
And it was a great way to, practice with different camera settings too, because nobody was with me and I was just playing around with my camera, trying different settings and taking the shot one way and taking a shot another way. I think I took a lot of ride videos too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some good point of view stuff. Another thing is some attractions have single rider lines.
Yes, absolutely.
And you don't even need a fast pass. You just hop on the single rider. Test Track has one. Not Kilimanjaro Safari's Everest. Everest got a single rider line. I wish they had them in more attractions, really.
Does Test Track still have their single rider?
I think they do.
Okay.
I think they do.
I haven't been on it since, I shouldn't say that. I was on it once, but I went the regular line when they've done it. Yeah, the single rider line is the best, is the absolute best. And since, it's not as if, you would be wanting to ride with somebody else. You're just, you're paired with somebody and it's great. It's an awesome way to get on, and you can get on a ton of attractions. I mean, there was one trip I took and I got to, this is when they were doing the paper fast passes, and I got one for Toy Story, and I had gotten there right away in the morning. And because at that point, most people were getting their fast passes and going doing other things. I went on the single rider line, I think maybe 3 times, maybe 4, just over and over and over again. It was a lot of fun. And there's also fun things to do, especially specifically at Hollywood Studios. I may have the name wrong, but they have the Animation Academy where you can draw the characters. They'll walk you through. It's about a 20-minute class how to draw a specific character, and you can of course take the drawing home with you. And that's a really fun solo thing to do as well.
Chris, do you have anything else you want to?
No, not personally. We should probably wrap it up. Are we about done? Or
I think so.
Okay. All right. Well, Katie, thank you so much for coming and talking to us. And so, yeah, if somebody wants to book a solo trip or any kind of trip, who should they call? How do they get in touch with you?
You can email me. My email is Katie KATIE, at mouseworldtravel.com. So you can email me there. I also have a Facebook group. I have my blog, mostdelightfulplace.com. You can email me through as well. And I'd love to answer your questions. And I also cruise on Disney Cruise Line solo quite a bit as well. So I'd love to answer your questions about that. If you're curious about it, hit me up.
All right.
Great.
Awesome. So hopefully you got some good tips and advice there on your next solo trip if you're thinking about doing that. It sounds like overall it's a great idea and something you should try. So yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate you, and we will see you in the parks.
Hi, I'm Tony.
And I'm Krista. Tune into our show, Stars and Motor Cars, Saturday afternoons at 6 p.m. Eastern on Sorcerer Radio.
Every week you'll hear us chat with Disney legends, Imagineers, and actors like Pat Carroll, the voice of Ursula.
And I help? Yes, I do.
Disney legend and Imagineer Bob Gurr.
Pedro Hare, the voice of Belle.
Feast! Disney Resort TV's Stacey J. Oswald.
And author Ridley Pearson.
And Bill Farmer, the voice of Goofy.
Something wrong here.
And so many more. You'll also hear your favorite Disney Parks Parade music.
Follow us on Twitter at Disney Podcaster and on Facebook.com/Disney Parks Podcast.
To get even more Disney fun, download our sister show, the Disney Parks Podcast, on iTunes. Tune in to Stars and Motor Cars, presented by the Disney Parks Podcast, Saturday afternoons at 6 p.m. Eastern,
3 p.m. Pacific, only on Sorcerer Radio.
srsounds.com. The Disney Parks Podcast is not affiliated with the Walt Disney Company. All Disney parks, attractions, lands, shows, event names, etc. are registered trademarks of the Walt Disney Company.
Like a bolt out of the blue, fate steps in and sees you through.